All right.
I found out that I wasn't gonna get holiday pay, so I made a stink about it, and hopefully I get it.
I hope you do get it. That would be cool, man.
Just
That's
because
such bullshit.
it wasn't that I didn't show up for work. I did. I went to work despite how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Then, after 2 hours, I couldn't hack it anymore.
Yeah.
So I went home. But that apparently disqualifies holiday pay.
That's a bunch of BS, man. Hey, Break, you there?
That's apparently been...
Yeah, I'm here. I need to turn the volume down.
Okay.
Where the hell's the volume button at?
What's that, Eric?
That's apparently policy since day one, but and I refuse to believe no one's complained about that. In fact, I was told that there were instances where people did show up for work on time, like they should have, to get the holiday pay, but they didn't get it.
Oh, I'm sure corporations do anything they can to screw you over with money.
But this is a small company, but it is corporate culture, so it's like shit's supposed to work. It's not working. Nobody's fixing it.
Yeah,
okay, that's better.
Okay.
And if my dad doesn't fix it, I will disown him and I will quit the company.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Technically, my boss, because he's the manager of the place,
Yeah.
because Louis gave him the position after he kicked the old manager out.
Yeah.
But it's not nepotism since I've been there since like 2003. And he only started working there recently because he quit his job.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, we haven't started the show proper. It's RPGrinders. You're on.
And he and Louis knew each other from their previous job at a Stone Container. And these are all companies I'm sure the Breakman's heard of.
Yeah. If you just joined us, you're listening to RPGrinders with Frank Branches, Eric RPG, and Spider Breakman.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you could join us, Break. I was kind of worried there for a second. Everything okay?
My sinuses are bothering me today. Like, I had to turn the volume down because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the whole show just because my head is splitting right now.
You take some fucking Tylenol and you buck up, alright? That's what you do.
I've been popping ibuprofen. I just don't want to do any more of that shit because it can fuck up your stomach, you know?
Yeah, I know.
I also opine for, like, more personal days. Or just doing away with the concept of personal days and equating the same status of personal day to vacation time.
Yeah. Well, either way, man, it's if it's not a corporation, it's a business, and businesses all kind of have the same mindset. They all want to be bigger and be bigger corporations, and corporations are...
Being bigger doesn't mean, like, screwing over your employees.
No.
If anything, you could use that as a leverage.
Yeah.
Point to get business over other competition.
As I was saying, Eric, the better you treat your employees, the bigger you get. So, you know, they've always had this mindset, though, money, and
it's a dumb idea to think that just because you're making more, you're better off.
Yeah. I agree. All right, we're just waiting on Break. Break, let us know when you're back, if you're not back already.
Like, you know, if I quit and I took people with me, good luck trying to find people to replace you quickly enough.
Well, no one person is ever bigger than the company, but and they will replace you. There's no question about that. But I agree with you. For the short term, it would suck for them. But they you know, I mean, sometimes you do have leverage. And
but that's the only terms that most businesses look at. They only look at the present.
Yeah. No, I know. Trust me, I know. I've been in that rat race before. All right, we're just waiting on Breakman. If you just joined us, we have not started the show proper. I know Freak 5 will not be able to join us today and chat because he had to work. But if you guys out there listening want to join the chat, we're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch is where the lively chat room is. Twitch.tv, look up RPGrinders. We're the longest running show about JRPGs and RPGs, as well as skepticism. And today we've got a pretty decent topic in our free-for-all. Not a lot of news today, so we should have time to do that. Just waiting on Breakman, and then we'll get the party started, as they say.
Man.
Yeah. Sick man today. He's got kind of a headache, so hopefully he can Lost the whole show. We'll try to make.
I hope he didn't catch what I did.
You were suffering pretty bad too, Eric. You had flu and stuff. So
It wasn't the flu.
well, some sort of sickness, some type of bug that's similar to the flu, because that's how it sounded to me. But yeah, no, we'll hope for the best, man. It's a new year. This is going to be the first show of the new year, which is cool. It's got to be better than last year, huh? Well, the show had a decent year last year, but all of us individually probably didn't have the greatest year. I know I didn't. But it's sort of turned up and down at the end of the year.
I had mental health issues because of job.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, they should have like a mental health day at every job, man. They really should. Because people need it. People need at least a day.
Because I had to deal with a machine that just didn't work.
Yeah.
And they didn't do shit about it until I complained and threatened to quit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. So, just wait on break. Break, let us know when you're back.
I'm here.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to do this thing? Hopefully you can push through. We'll try to make the show short, break, today.
You don't have to make it shorter on my account. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I got stuff to do after anyway, so...
Well, it's going to be short anyways. We don't have much material.
Yeah, not a lot of news today, so if you're joining us, thanks for joining. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody. Episode 521 of RPGrinders. I'm trying not to yell because of Breakman's headache. So usually I do this, spectacular intro.
I turn the volume way down, so you can go ahead and yell.
Okay. Well then, cool.
Cack-a-doodle-doo.
Cack-a-doodle.
Ah, shit.
I think we're the only ones in chat right now.
My head hurts, man.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Thinking is harder than normal. Like, I think I burned something.
Yeah, probably some brain cells. That's probably what you burned.
Yeah, I know. I definitely hurt
Wonder
myself.
Boy in your life, don't you?
Wonder Boy. Yeah. All right, let's do this. RPG news. All right, we don't have a lot of news, but Eric, take us away on the news.
From RPG site, we've got the Monster Hunter World and Assassin's Creed collaboration.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, just because it's fun sometimes to do crossovers, I guess,
But
there have been many times in the past.
I don't think Assassin's Creed weapons translate well to Monster Hunter, though.
Yeah.
There have been many times in the past where it's like, well, why are they doing that? Why are these two companies working together? And it's turned out like,
I could see the look of the design of the Assassin's Hood and stuff, but like the weapons, not so much.
Yeah, the weapons seem okay. Like from what I'm looking at the trailer, I don't know how they act within the game. Is it like a limited time thing, Eric, or?
Yeah, these events usually are one-time deals.
Yeah.
It says the event goes from now until January 10th for the Xbox One, PS4. And the PSC version of the event will come at a later date.
Yeah, I have Monster Hunter World, but I have not.
And this is, you can get Senna's Feather, which lets you get Bayek's Later Armor, and Specialized Tool Assassin's Hood. And it says maybe more than that, but that's all it really says.
Well, I mean, is this an event that like anybody can jump into, or do you have to be kind of a seasoned veteran to?
No, you just do stuff.
Okay.
I think it's like a gift package that you get. Like you check your HUD or whatever.
Ooh, I better throw in that game and check it then, because yeah. All right, that's cool. All right, Breakman, are you okay to do the news, dude, or you want me to?
Sure, I guess I can read.
All right.
Coming to us live from Silicon Era. Japan makes game save editors console modding illegal.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is insane.
That's big.
Yeah.
I don't understand
go
the
into detail.
part, but I do understand the modding thing.
Yeah.
In a recent change to Japan's Unfair Competition Prevention Act, usually when something says something like that, when names something like that, it's in some way screwing the public.
Yes.
Game save and console modding services are now declared illegal, and offenders are liable to be fined at most 5 million yen or imprisoned for 5 years.
Yeah, this
is. But like, what if the game save editor was just for single player games?
Yeah, exactly.
Why should anybody give a shit then?
Yeah.
In prison for 5 years?
This is nuts. This is crazy.
Okay, well, let's continue. These include items sold separately from the console, such as action replays and save editors, which were sold by several makers in Japan and have now been forcibly discontinued. Here are the 3 major offending actions and offenders will be punished for in detail. Distribution of game save data editors and programs. 2. Distribution, selling, auctioning serial codes and product keys without the software maker's permission.
Okay, I can see that.
I can see that one. Yeah, that one makes sense.
But the game save editors, that's overkill.
Yeah, I agree.
And number 3, services
it should only be banned for multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Services that offer the editing, hacking of save data, and or modifying hacking game consoles. Bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Bullshit.
Now,
is there anybody in Japan that's actually fighting this?
Yeah, no.
I can't believe we don't need to continue anymore now. I mean, 5 years in prison for modding your console.
Yeah,
I guess you can't use game trainers on your PC games then.
Yeah. Here's the thing that makes this completely dangerous. Like, I can understand if they said, modding a console and selling it. You know what I mean? Like, if you sold a modded console, I could see why that would be kind of a crime. And I also agree with you, Eric. The only thing that you should worry about is multiplayer game saves. You should not ever worry about.
Yeah, because especially if you're getting into esports territory.
Yeah, like that.
Because that's like using drugs.
Yeah, that's something completely different than a single player experience. If somebody wants to cheat their way all the way to beating the game by touching one button, then so be it.
And this is especially bad for the Switch, which doesn't have any actual save data backup, other than saving out another card and hoping you can still access the data later.
Yeah, this is terrible.
And Nintendo's own cloud server, which you have to pay into.
I wonder if anybody in Japan is fighting this. I don't know what their.
No, there are always people fighting. It's just you wonder if the voices against this are louder than the voices for it. But the people in power are doing it anyway.
Yeah,
kind of what happens here.
Yeah, pretty much. I was gonna say exactly like how things happen in the United States.
Like I don't know, Japan's very, very weird at this point. It's like all this, along with the gaming bar bans.
Mm-hmm. That was weird.
And then Sony censorship. That's a private company decision. But still, it's like it ties into this somehow.
What was people's problems with the gaming bar thing? I don't understand. That's just promotion for your game. It's sort of like, I'm not a big proponent of piracy, right? But all piracy really ever does is like boost your game sales. Like it never, like there are very rare instances of pirating that really affect movies or video games. I just
there are some things about piracy I completely understand, like companies being upset about, like people who pirate their games calling the tech support and stuff to complain.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like that's like, what the fuck is wrong, dude? You stole the game and
that's
you're
like putting your dick in public.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand that.
That kind of stuff happens, so I understand like them like wanting to shut down completely
I wouldn't think that stuff like happens so often that it's like
right. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think it's like they're getting like 20 calls a day over the same thing.
I'm hoping that the wording in these laws are so broad that they will be criticized and shot down. Yeah. Because that's kind of what happened with the child pornography in manga. Like it's not real child porn, but it's gross and stuff, but it deserves to exist. So, for the people who actually want that stuff, I mean, there aren't many, but there is a market for it.
Yeah, I see. I'm not.
And it's better they read that material than act on it and realize.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, come on. That's a weak argument.
No, actually, there is merit to that argument, but the argument should be censorship. Like, a drawing is a drawing. Like, it's not a real person. Like, if I create a character, Breakman, I mean, that's a character I create. You know,
I'm just saying, like, the wording of those laws were so broad that, like something the most innocuous thing would still be considered illegal.
Yeah, it's sort of like these people, these televangelical people that look at movies and they say all the violent acts in certain movies. Like, one of them was, like, I don't know if you remember that terrible Robin Hood movie with Kevin Costner. Like, they would consider, like, someone handing over a coin to another person like an act of violence, and I'm like, dude, I mean, come on. I mean, your definitions of violence are too broad. You know what I mean? Like, they're just. I mean, I understood the crusade against violence, but you know, I am so anti-censorship. This should be looked at as a censorship type thing. You know, I mean, maybe the censorship people in Japan can take a look at this and maybe get some. I don't know how their government works. I think it's more of.
You shouldn't tweak your games to fit the quote unquote predominant culture of a specific country.
Yeah.
People need to just learn that some other cultures do things differently, and it should be presented as such.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And if you don't like it, don't play it.
Yeah, that I totally agree with. We've said it several times in the show. Like, you know, Break, you and I both agree. Like, it does get a little weird when you're looking at characters that look over-sexualized for their age. But, you know...
It'd be better if games just gave you those options to tweak those settings.
Well, or how about this? Like what you said, Eric. Like, we don't have... Like, Break and I don't play those games. You know what I mean? Like, if it gets too bad for us, we know we can play something else. I have 100 games on my console, you know, so I can play something else if it offends me, you know. So I'm not. It's like when Manhunt came out, like, you know, people were up in arms. Oh, this is very visceral, and I did have a chance to play Manhunt on the PS2, and I did feel weird. It was one of the few games where you're actively, you know, trying to be basically a serial killer, and you know, it was brutal, and I didn't like playing it, so I stopped playing it. I mean,
I don't like playing the Mortal Kombat games because I think they've gotten too gross.
Yeah, I can understand the appeal of Manhunter Break, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to play it. Like, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, I mean, the easy thing to do, it's like the argument for censorship on TV. I don't understand why TV is censored. If you don't like something, turn the channel. There's 50 other fucking things on at the same time. So it's like, you don't, if that's your mindset, go to Disney Channel, go to Nickelodeon, go to something that doesn't offend you. You know, like,
and maybe come to grips as to why these things offend you in the first place.
Exactly.
You'll finally realize that they're not big deals.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe this won't be a big deal either, guys. This comes to us from Siliconera. Dragalia Lost gets manga on Psycomics platform. Cygames, a Nintendo smartphone titled Dragalia Lost, is getting a manga drawn by Ayumi Fujimura on Cygames' Psycomics platform. Currently, only the first chapter is available, spanning 55 pages. That's a nifty little, you know, manga. Next chapter will be released on February 7th, meaning that the manga is likely to be coming out on a monthly basis. You can find it here. There's a link there. Yeah, so there you go. It focuses on one of the princes of Alberian royalty who can borrow the power of dragons by performing pacts with them. Now, Alberia faces the second coming of the demon dragon, Morsayati, and the prince sets out with his sister, Zethia, in order to form pacts of his own. So there you go. That's the story on Dragalia Lost. Anything else on that, guys, before we move on?
Mm.
All right, Eric, you're up.
Alright, It says image epoch, or the EX image epoch, or image pooch, as we like to call it.
Yeah, let's go with that because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Her name is
The
terrible.
former image pooch president to announce new image pooch produced IP title around. Well, that means like the development team from like the core development team from that company when it was still image epoch. But IP title around February 2019, so it's an announcement for a future announcement. Okay.
Yeah.
But the name of his new company is called Mikage LLC.
Okay.
Anyways, he apparently went missing, so I don't know what the deal with that is, and it doesn't explain it here,
Yeah.
and because apparently they didn't learn either. But it says around February 9th the new title will be announced, although the date may be a bit off as presentation method and promotion are still being prepared. Because I guess they're deciding whether or not they should get a venue or do a direct style presentation.
Yeah. Not much else is there. I saw this story earlier. There's unless you want to mention anything else, Eric.
It says that some of their titles have been Luminous Arc, Seventh Dragon, Toshin Toshi, Last Ranker, Fate Extra, Blackrock Shooter the Game, and
Last
Toki Toa.
Wanker. I want to know more about Last Wanker. I'm just kidding, man. It was something different. It sounded like...
Also, there's a game that made called Tale of the Last Promise and Soul Trigger, which we never saw in the U.S., as well as Stella Glow.
Yeah. There's a few people in chat. It looks like Commander Root's in there again.
I think as far as Seventh Dragon goes, they only developed Seventh Dragon Code VFD.
Yeah.
Seventh Dragon 3, that is.
Yeah. Wyland's in there. Looks like Dungeon's in there, and Slow Cool. So thank you guys for joining a small chat room. I think it's going to be a shorter show today. We only got one more story. Is that it, Eric? Anything else?
There's a bunch of other superfluous information we don't need to really talk about. So that's it.
All right, Break. You feel okay to do the next story? You want me to take over?
Would you please do it?
I'll do it. No, it's all good, man. Monastery. This comes to us from Siliconera. Monastery's designer-led studio Brownies to return to making console games as part of 4Gamers' year-end interview with game developers. They recently caught up with game studio Brownies president Shinichi Kamioka, who was also the character designer for the Mana series and the producer of Mother 3. So that's kind of a good background there. He remarked that the studio will be shifting focus back to console titles rather than mobile games. It's kind of rare to see that, to see people go back to consoles instead of mobile, because mobile is where the money's at, man. Holy shit. I was looking at the sales number that I think a couple weeks ago we mentioned Kim Kardashian. The majority of her money is made by that dumb mobile game that she has, the paparazzi. I don't even know what it is, but she made a shit ton of money from that game. A lot of people are making money from mobile, and hence the Diablo.
Oh yeah, there was an article I completely forgot to add to this, but I guess I could read the press release.
Let me finish this story first, Eric. As a reminder, Brownies was founded by Kamioka back in 2013 when he split off from his original studio Brownie Brown, which was structured into One Up Studio under Nintendo. After working on Fantasy Life Link for the Nintendo 3DS, Brownies has been working on mobile titles such as Seventh Rebirth, and Eglia, Legend of the Red Cap, the latter of which received a story continuation this year in the form of Eglia, the Final Egg. And then there's a teaser, a little bit of information about that. Wyland says got to play a demo build of that fan-made Mortal Kombat HD remake that leaked. Shame it got the axe. Took him a couple of years to get it. I wonder how that is. I agree, Break. I didn't even know it was a thing.
It's Mortal Kombat. It sucks.
Yeah. No, I like Mortal Kombat, all right. But, all right, Eric, your story?
I quite enjoy Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I do too.
I meant
and
Mortal Kombat.
I enjoyed the original.
Specifically, the original Mortal Kombat sucks compared to the other games.
Compared to the the second one and such, yeah, but it was still a fun game. I still like playing it sometimes. I still enjoy the original.
My thing is I don't have the actual article from any website, but I do have because I forgot to add it. But I do have the press release here. But NIS America has made an announcement regarding the release date of RPG Maker MV, and it's going to be delayed till sometime later in 2019 because there are ongoing issues with development. So it may not even hit 2019.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
Depending on how
Sorry.
severe these issues are.
I had a couple of audio gremlins happen to me just now. I don't know what the hell happened. Hopefully everybody in chat can hear us. Let me make sure they can. Yeah, it looks like they
yeah, they're not even setting a date.
Okay. All right, so there you go. There is the news for the week. There's some homie discounts. Holiday sale week 4 is going on over at PSN. Too many games to announce on Xbox. I got to run down here. Battlefield 5 for $30, which is half price. Is not bad. That game just came out a month or two ago, so that's really not bad. For Honor is $10, so if you're looking to pick up that. Watch Dogs 2 for $15. Rayman Legends for $5. That's not bad at all. If you're looking at Nintendo, there was one I wanted to mention. Octopath Traveler is now $41.99, so that's down from the $60 price tag, which is, it's worth $60. So if you don't have it, which I don't, but I don't have the money to get it right now, which I wished I did. $41.99.
Civilization.
Yeah.
I see it on the Switch list.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah,
sorry, I got distracted.
No, it's all good. Civilization 6 for $45. That's not a bad price. Wizard of Legend $12.79 looks like. Mega Man Legacy Collection. These guys are big Mega Man fans. Is it worth $11.24 on the Switch? The first Mega Man Legacy Collection. Guys,
just the original. Yeah, that's okay. Good price.
All right. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for $2.99. That's not bad. That's a decent game, I guess. Looking through here, there's quite a few, and you can go to Nintendo.com. They got a whole thing. Cold Sep Revolt for $20.99. That's not bad. And nothing else that would interest anybody that's listening to this show, I think. All right. And then on the... Let's see, did I get everything? I got the PlayStation, I got Xbox, and I got... unless you guys have any other homie discounts.
Ooh, I saw a Jack Party Box on that list. Nice.
Oh, how much is that?
I highly recommend those. I didn't see the price. It's under 30% off for the Switch.
Okay, there you go. All right, Twitter questions and comments. I know Freak5 sent something in earlier.
Oh, yeah, he did. He sent us a Would You Rather, and it is... I think it's a rather easy one for me anyway, but it's not overly horrible, kinda.
It's pretty horrible, man. Either one doesn't sound.
Yeah, I know. So let me go ahead and get to it. And Freak5Cat said, "I am working tonight, so I won't be in chat. So would you rather slam your hand in the car door? Done that, or get your dick stuck in your zipper? See, I've zipped up too fast and accidentally kind of zipped it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean we've all done that, but who's ever got their dick stuck in the zipper?
Not stuck, but pinched for sure. All of us.
Right,
have,
but he's saying stuck in it, and that just sounds horrifying.
Yeah, hand by far.
I mean, hand the car door all day long. Just keep doing that. No dick stuck in zipper ever.
Yeah, this would be a something about Mary situation. I think he's thinking, man. Yeah, fuck that, man. No way.
Everlasting dick stopper.
Yeah, no, that's not. No way. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, just keep slamming my hand in the car door. I'll cry and cry all day long, but just not the dick stuck in the zipper.
Yeah, no, please don't. Yeah, let's not do that. And say we did, or say we didn't, I don't know.
No, we're not doing it. We're not going to say we did. We're not going to associate ourselves with it.
Yeah, no, let's just not have that.
Oh yeah,
option,
I forgot to put my reviews in for this week. Yeah. No, let me fix that.
Let's see. Dungeon says, I forget which movie it was, but there was a scene where an asshole character has that happen to him with the zipper. I think you're thinking of something about Mary. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's what happened. To something about Mary is he kind of got his balls stuck in it, but he got them over his dick, and it was really weird. But he got that stuck in there. Some memories like one of the greatest movies ever made. What? Oh man. What Wyland's talking about in chat's just like fucked up. That Mortal Kombat that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Apparently the team took a build to Ed Boon and Warner Brothers, who greenlit it, and then a week later told them no. And then they have a final build. They had which means they took the idea and probably had another team do it. The final build was kind of like a remix version, which sounds a lot like the rumored version that another team is making.
Yeah.
So totally stole their idea.
Yeah.
Or
bunch of assholes.
after a couple years of working on it, like that is.
Yeah, Warner Brothers being Warner Brothers. Speaking of Warner Brothers, they're coming out with the Hitman collection, and they're charging. It's like a remaster. They're charging $59.99 for it. So nobody buy it, please, because if you do, then
don't support Warner Brothers. Don't buy their stuff.
Well, unless it
Not
comes.
if they're gonna do stuff. Not if they're gonna be stealing people's hard work.
Yeah, fuck that. Bunch of shit. Okay, so let's move on to anything else on Twitter, though, before we move on?
Oh, no, I didn't see anything else. I mean, that...
I forgot to mention... I forgot to mention about the Fantastic Beasts 2, but, like, it's an entertaining enough movie, but, like, its story kind of falls off a cliff at the end.
I think you did mention that. You did a review on it, I think, Eric. Anyway, so what...
there's actually another one I just saw from Glitterina.
Oh.
She said, she quotes, "Some things aren't worth holding on to. I just heard on RPGrinders. I want to add, neither are some pathetic, hateful people." I think she's talking about Eric.
Why?
No, I don't think she's talking about
Well,
Eric.
it had to be one of you two. I just randomly picked
I'm
one.
pretty sure it was Frank, because Frank's always complaining about the Glitty's nephew's hair.
No, we'll get an update on that here real soon, so, yeah, no. I don't know what she's referring to. Maybe Glitty can,
Oh, so you finally did it. You shaved his head in the night, huh?
No,
Yes.
you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, sure.
That's not a bad idea.
You didn't do it. The Tooth Fairy did it.
Break, that is not a bad idea at all, man. I think that's my way of winning this hair challenge, which I'll be talking about later.
Frank is winning. Oh, boy.
Yeah, scumbag Warner Brothers Dungeon says, hair rage, he says. Oh, we'll get to it. All right, so what have you been playing, Breakman?
Instead of Hellraiser, it's Hairraiser.
Yeah. Exactly. Mass Effect?
I've been playing the same things. I just haven't had much time to play any of it. So,
you've been working.
It's been really busy for me. Christmas parties and holidays, shit like that.
Yeah.
And today, obviously, I haven't been feeling well. Honestly, I haven't done much as far as actively thinking. So I've just stared at television.
Yeah.
Hello, television.
Yeah.
On television.
All right.
Shit, television.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn on. I don't want to get up.
Go take a shit for me, television. That would be cool.
Get me water.
Yeah. Eric. Yeah, give me a beer. That'd be cool. Shit, I should have had a beer tonight. I kind of felt like drinking a beer, but I got fucking Diet Pepsi. All right, Eric, what have you been playing?
I'm playing Dark Souls 3. I finished that, so I'll have a review of that later. Oh yeah, I forgot to add that too. But other than that, I decided to start up Dark Souls 2 again, so I could get back to where I was before I lost my data. And other than that, I played a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider for the PS4. Because my PC can't handle the PC version.
So you finally got it then, Eric? I know you had been asking.
Yeah, and I noticed, I don't know if it's like, maybe the game's just programmed poorly, because there were some slowdowns during cutscenes that I experienced also on the computer.
Wow, weird.
Relatively around the same time frame.
Huh. Interesting.
So like, is this video just poorly encoded or something?
Yeah. And
I'm pretty sure it's a video if it's having issues on both counts.
Dungeon in chat is proving like what a gaming loser he is. He said he got his Santa coat and pants in the Division special event, but he missed the hat.
No, like the hat's like, nothing screams Santa Claus more than that hat.
Yeah, you missed out,
Or
Dungeon.
beard.
The worst gamer ever.
The other thing I've been playing is Psychedelic the Ashen Hawk. Plugging away at that a little bit more.
Yeah, you've been working on that game for a while, Eric, which is unusual for you.
Yeah, I've only been playing it during my break times at work, which is why it's taken so long. But I think since I'm almost all soulsed out, I can finally just get into other things.
Yeah. He was lucky he had a ton of keys subbed up. He has a panda face mask instead. And the special forces beret, so it kind of works. Wow, dungeon.
I'm sorry, I'm matching that.
All right, I've been playing MPQ, and I also beat God of War. So I'm done. I'm not done with the game.
Dad of War?
Dad of War, or as I like to call it, God of Wuss.
Or Boy of War.
Yeah.
God of Boy.
Yeah, God of
Boy.
I like to call it God of Wuss, because like they've toned down. Like I mean, some of it's pretty visceral, but it's nothing like the previous games, which is maybe a good thing. You know, it's a different.
Point, though.
Yeah, it's a different direction and stuff like that, but. Man, I kind of like those other God of War games, man. Especially 3. I don't know. 3 just sticks out as kind of to me really good.
For me.
Yeah, I like 3 a lot. I like the remastered one on 4, and
the only God of War I played was on the PSP.
Oh man, they're good stuff, man.
Yeah, and I've seen them. They look good. It's just the only chance I've ever had to play one was on the PSP.
Yeah, that's a shame, man. I'm hoping that
it was a fun game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm hoping this year is the year that you finally get a PS4, man. I'm really hoping, man, because I'm like Bloodborne comes to mind. Got this new God of War, all the other God of Wars.
Dungeon Dead of War is really good. I just like to say, Dead of War I did not make up. I either read or heard that somewhere. That's not mine.
I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and go right into my review of it. I can't give it a 10 out of 10. There are lots of things that stand out for me in this game. Technically, it's a great game. Visually, it's almost perfect. It's some of the best graphics I've ever seen on any console, period, and that includes the One X. And trust me, there's some visually impressive games on the X for sure. Well, that team knows what they're doing. Santa Monica Studios.
Yeah, like I kind of want to like play and buy the Forza games just because of how good they look.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I'm not a big racing guy, but I like God of War quite a bit. But like I said, I felt myself, and I may be in the minority on this. I'm usually in the minority when it comes to the way I think about games and in general. But I like the visceralness of the previous series, and I'm hoping that the next God of War kind of takes a step back in that direction, but keeps a lot of what this game did. Atreus would be a fine character. If they wanted to kill off Kratos, I'd be okay with that, because I think Atreus is the next kind of progression in this game, like the son Atreus. He's really useful in combat, man. If you upgrade his bow, he becomes a beast, and I found a lot of times I could just sit back and let him do, the majority of the work, which is always a good thing. But it does get semi-repetitive, although there is tons of exploring to do. Like I finished the game with about a third of the trophies, and none of the trophies seem to be super hard to get, although there are some things.
The Valkyrie trophies.
Oh, the Valkyries are fucking hard. I haven't beat any Valkyrie yet, but the Valkyries are really hard. Like I don't know what I'm doing with that.
I wish it were easier to level up in the game.
Yeah, there's no real good way of leveling up. Like if you want to put a glyph on your axe or something, you always have to take away from something else.
I think the update they have planned will fix some of that, but it's probably only going to do so much.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. I liked the game quite a bit. Some repetitiveness, but awesome visuals, awesome gameplay.
It's God of War. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be what?
It's supposed to be repetitive.
Yeah, no, I understand, but there could be like for instance, like there's not a like if you look at the enemies list in this thing, there's not a lot of variety when it comes to enemies, and their placement is pretty much the same any area, so you know what you're getting into when you're fighting all these things. So I mean, it's rinse and repeat. I mean, that's pretty much what I can say about it. But other than that, it's a fine game. I give it a 9 out of 10. Is it Game of the Year worthy? I know I gave it Game of the Year. I might have to revisit that because some of the things I was thinking about this game. I got some other real quick reviews that I'm going to do. I did get a chance to see. Is somebody scraping their
Sorry, I'm just whipping my wired headset. That's all.
Weird. I got 3 quick movie reviews. I did get a chance to see Aquaman, Bumblebee, and Wreck-It Ralph 2. Wreck-It Ralph is a great movie. Go out and see it. Some complaints I had about the movie, like the ending was kind of weak in my opinion. Like I could have, I mean, they should have made it like a tie-in to video games like DLC. Like Wreck-It Ralph could have been DLC in the main. I think they called it Soul Crushing Game or whatever the fuck they called that game. But I don't know. I think I would have written it a little differently. But it was a good movie. Really good movie. I liked it quite a bit. Bumblebee was the surprise of the day. This was the first Transformers movie I saw since like 2, because I'm not impressed with any Transformers movies at all, but I did like this one. You guys are going to be super surprised. I'm also giving Bumblebee a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. They showed part of the battle on Cybertron, which was awesome. Bumblebee was great. The only problem I had, there were a couple of cheesy one-liners, and the beginning was kind of explosion heavy, so that kind of gave me like flashbacks to Bayformers, but other than that, it was a fantastic movie. A lot of good emotional writing, which was super surprising. I was surprised, beyond surprised. So 9 out of 10 for Bumblebee. Aquaman, or as I like to call it, Underwater Tron.
Ooh,
I'll take Underwater Tron.
Yeah,
I did not like Tron.
I like Tron, okay, but
Tron's an okay.
Yeah, like I know, like a lot of people love Tron and all, but I just Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't want to like poo on this because everybody's loving Aquaman.
Tron Legacy
it killed Bumblebee. Like I don't know if we're gonna see sequels to Bumblebee after he just got murdered by Aquaman.
Let me tell you, we will definitely see sequels to Bumblebee. It's making
Break is wrong. Like I said, a lot of people love Tron. I get it. I'm just you guys enjoy your Tron. I'm not.
I think people love Tron more than it deserves that amount of
No, it's
the only thing I liked about Tron was the light bikes. I thought that
I like
really
Tron
cool.
quite a bit. There's even a reference to Tron in Wreck-It Ralph 2, which is really cool.
Think, okay, not Underwater Tron for break. Think Underwater Lord of the Rings battle.
The reason I say Underwater Tron is because some of the plot elements reminded me. I mean, none of the computer stuff, obviously, but just kind of the way that it was going. Like probably Tron Legacy is probably the best comparison. The original Tron, not so much, but there was a semi kind of love story, I guess, going on. I mean, I didn't see the chemistry with Mira and Aquaman like some people did, but whatever. She looked hot. I mean, I guess that's all anybody really cares about, anyways. But the reason I say Tron is because visually it was like, I don't know, it reminded me of Tron so much with the visuals.
All the glowiness.
Yeah, it was super glowy like Tron, and I was like, man, they're taking a cue from Tron here for sure. Jason Momoa cast as Aquaman is probably a bad choice. When they announced this and they showed him,
I liked him better when he was in Atlantis.
Yeah,
like Stargate Atlantis. Is what.
Yeah, he's a fine actor. I don't have any problems with Jason Momoa. He's good in Game of Thrones and some other stuff he's done. But I don't know. As Aquaman, I absolutely do not like him as Aquaman. I just
pretend that his character in Atlantis is actually just Aquaman.
Yeah. But I'm not a big fan of him as Aquaman. I mean, I like the character Aquaman.
Yeah,
I was
Johnny is booing you.
Yeah, I know. Wyland's booing me, but I'm not a big fan of him as Aquaman. They could have picked somebody along the lines like Chris Hemsworth's brother comes to mind. Like he would have been a good Aquaman, I think. Like somebody that was actually blonde. But I do have to say the suit is fantastic. The writing in this movie is the weakest of the three movies that I saw that day.
I will say, like, I'm not seeing anything, just seeing the suit.
I heard there's some
B-movie
lines being spewed in the movie.
Oh, the writing was fairly atrocious. I will say that the direction was really, really good.
I wanted to see it this week, but when I went to the theater, I heard that there had a power outage. The 4:00 showing had been canceled.
Ooh, that sucks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
so I'm gonna see it on Monday.
Ooh, so you found that out at the theater? Oh, suck it up.
Yeah, you have to wait for 7 or you can see a 3D one. I'm not paying for the 3D price.
Yeah. This movie probably would have been really good in 3D though. Ocean Master, or the guy that wanted to be Ocean Master, but I don't know, it's a pretty standard story, I don't know. Wyland says, I'll take Momoa over any whitefish actor any day, to be honest.
I guess we could be thankful that Aquaman's not Justice League.
He's talking like the standard, one thing that I heard that I'm kind of intrigued by, and this is going to shock people. Wolverine is obviously going to have to be recast at some point because Hugh Jackman can't do that role forever. What do you guys think of, and I'm thinking just visually, the way that he looked in the comics is not what, Hugh Jackman doesn't fit the build because he's too tall. Like, to me, when I think of Wolverine, I think of this short, little, buff, kind of dude. But they're thinking of making Zac Efron as Wolverine, and I was thinking, you know what, that's an out-of-the-box choice, but I could see it. I could see him as Wolverine.
Oh no, he fits more of like a Cyclops profile to me.
He's too small. He's too short for Cyclops. Cyclops is a little taller. Like I think he would be perfect as Wolverine.
I just meant body type wise. Like he's not like stocky,
Oh, he's super built. Like I don't know. I can see it.
Built.
I can see it.
Most Hollywood actors are built. I mean, it's just. Yeah. I guess for most any roles today, they need to be built.
You guys, okay? I'm gonna ask Wyland and I'm gonna ask Dungeon in chat. You guys don't think that Liam Hemsworth would have been a great Aquaman? Like, I'm not a big fan of his, but as far as looks go, I don't know if you can get much better. I mean,
I haven't seen Liam Hemsworth in since Lost though. So who knows?
Yeah, it's been a while since he's done stuff, but whatever. I don't know. It's just some food for thought. Any reviews that you have, Break, before I move on to
Wyland said, eh.
He's like, eh.
So what's your overall opinion of Aquaman? Then?
I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So I mean, it's well above average. I mean, it's worth seeing at the theater. It's a spectacle movie more than anything.